2022 has come and gone. The Nebraska Farmers Union, though, has not slowed down, even just wrapping some things up in the last couple of weeks. And joining us now with all the details is John Hansen. John, thanks for being with us.
Oh, you bet. Glad to be here.
All right. Well, let's look back at 2022 for the Nebraska Farmers Union. Share some of those high points for us.
We began the process of doing a lot more in-person things. And so we had our state convention the first week in December, and that was live and in person and here in Lincoln at the Cornhusker Hotel. And it was really good to get together with people again. But it's been 2 years since we were doing virtual meetings. And while they worked and participation was good, there's just no substitute for shaking hands and getting hugs and catching up with family and all the social stuff that goes with meeting in person. And so our convention went very well. We were pleased with it, and turnout, all things considered, I thought was about what we expected, and was certainly good. Our program was good. We had a lot of important things to talk about, and people were very pleased, I think, with the convention that we had. We set policy. We reelected a couple members to the board of directors, and we did 6 special orders of business.
You guys had a lot of things on your plate this year, things that the Nebraska Farmers Union was focusing on. Recap some of those topics of conversation for you guys.
Right. Well, we've been actively involved in what we call our Fairness for Farmers campaign, which is all about grasping the opportunity, the really unprecedented opportunity that comes with the executive order that President Biden provided, which gives us some operating advantage to help do ag market reforms. And so we've been working closely with Senator Fisher, who has an excellent bill that unfortunately looks like it's not going to make the cut relative to the inclusion in the final large bill that deals with budget here at the year end. But a lot of those ag market things that we just didn't quite get the airtime that we needed in either the House or the Senate, depending on the bill. We have hopes that they can be included in the Farm Bill. We'll be asking those folks who are involved in both the House and the Senate side to have a competition title this time around, and let's get serious about making markets work the way markets should. And when markets are healthy, we get price discovery, we have competition, we have transparency, we have access to the markets, we have all those things. And when markets are not functioning, then none of that works as it should. So no one should tolerate ag markets that are unhealthy, that are not functioning properly. So we're going to be working on that, along with a lot of our climate smart and conservation and issues with the Farm Bill, as well as trying to raise the income supports and update those levels of support. We obviously have raised farm prices, but we've also, right along with those farm prices, also raised the cost of production. And so the income safety net needs to be adjusted up. So we'll be spending a lot of time next year on the Farm Bill. We laid a lot of that groundwork for what we wanted this year. And of course, we've also been working on renewable energy, which provides us a new value added opportunity to take advantage of natural resources we already control and bring a new tax base to rural communities, new good paying jobs, new additional farm income. And while we're also doing our kids and our future a great favor by doing so.
You mentioned a lot of hot topics that are going to be, topics of conversation coming up in 2023. A lot of that work you previewed it a couple minutes ago, but you guys have your national convention coming up in March. What are some things you're looking forward to in that?
Well, at Farmers Union National Convention, it really is a grassroots process. And so we selected 3 delegates and 3 alternates from the membership. We're still in the process of deciding who the 2 delegates from our Farmers Union State Board will be. So we'll have a total of 5 memberships from the delegates from the membership, and then myself as well, so a 6 total. And so you have that going on across the country. And we are a large general farm organization, and we have all different kinds of producers producing all different kinds of crops in all different kinds of ways. And so because of our national footprint and the diversity of our organization, some of our conventions get to be very interesting in terms of, well, why don't you guys do it this way in your state? Well, it's because in your state, based on the natural resources in your state, your access to water, your rainfall, all of those different things, it doesn't work there. And so coming up with a national policy that's grassroots set, that takes into account the diversity in the organization is sometimes a challenge, but it's a good challenge, and it's a learning opportunity as we bring folks from all across the country together. And while they do things differently, the one thing they do agree on, which is the glue that helps keep our organization together, is that we are deeply committed to supporting our traditional system of independent family farmer, owner, operator agriculture. And we believe that that production system is the best way to protect our natural resources for future generations, while maximizing the economic benefits and social benefits of that ownership structure. So we have a lot of good speakers. We have a lot of business to do, and our national conventions are really a great example to get to know folks from around the country who produce food and fiber in their own way.
All right. I know a great resource for that too is your guys' website, nebraskafarmersunion.org. John, as we round out today's conversation, what's important to mention that we missed?
Well, I think that as we look forward to the next legislative session, the impact of unfortunately, we had one death. We had a couple, I think 3 resignations. So we had some short-term appointments. So when you get term limits added to that, we're going to have 17 brand new state senators that have never really been through a legislative cycle before or an election process. So that's going to put a lot of focus on us getting to know them and know more about them, and kind of what issues are important to them and how they go at things, and of course the whole reorganization process and all of that. And so this year, in addition to not only having all those new folks, that also means we lost an awful lot of our senior leadership in the legislature, and all of that's been compounded by the retirement of our 30-some year clerk, Patrick O'Donnell, who's done an outstanding job all these years of helping make things work, along with the retirements of an awful lot of senior staff. So there's a lot of turnover here in Lincoln, and we're still going to continue to hopefully get some things done on coming up with a more fair and balanced way to adequately fund K-12 education and provide real property tax relief.
All right. A glimpse of what's to come in 2023. That again, John Hansen joining us, president of the Nebraska Farmers Union. John, thanks so much.
And thank you.